we've already talked about the topic of the presentation. And for some of you, I would like to introduce Mirka. What is Mirka? Because for me, when I started to work with them like 2.5 years ago, I did not know at all what Mirka is. It might be very known in the Nordics and in the surface finishing industry, but it wasn't for me at that time. And now, after this 2+ years of cooperation, it is like Apple in the surface finishing technology, because they deliver. I was able to actually touch their products and be in their headquarters, in their factory, and I was really impressed about the detail that they pay for the experience of the professional users, of the end users. So they are making these power tools very nice looking and very nice, very usable. But also they are manufacturing abrasives, dust sanders, surface finishing, and everything that can be used in surface finishing. And who am I? So I'm Mateusz Ostafil, and I'm SAP Spartacus Technology Evangelist at Divante. So what I do mainly, I promote headless technology. I teach Spartacus. I do some marketing materials, but also technical materials about Spartacus. But in the Mirka project, I was acting as an expert of headless technology, but also as a front-end team leader. So I know the project inside out. So I've mentioned Spartacus, so that's something that you might know even less than Mirka. So let me just give you a quick sum up what is Spartacus. And Spartacus is a set of Angular libraries that allow building rapid PWA storefront or headless storefront for SAP Commerce. And this set of library is developed by Divante it's developed by SAP with support of Divante. So we are building this solution together. And throughout this talk, you will actually find out how Spartacus helped us delivering the B2B commerce solution in only 6 months. So what I'll be talking about, this is the agenda of my presentation, and we have actually gone through 2 points already. So now I'm presenting the agenda, and now after that I want to show you what was the project scope, and then I would like to focus the most of my presentation on the challenges and how did we overcome them, and also I'll dive deep a little bit into the tech stack, and then show you the outcomes of the project. So let's get started. So it was quite a big project, because it was like a greenfield project of building a the main sales channel for Mirka. So moving from traditional sales to the e-commerce. So we were supposed to build multi-market B2B e-store, but it also encapsulated the product design. So Divante was responsible for designing this system. Of course, Mirka had a lot of ideas, but the product design was on our side. So, and it was something beyond the just B2B e-store. It was meant to be a partner portal. So it's not like a web shop or e-store. It's called partner portal. That's because it's a tool for the partners, so the partners can check their status there. They can have a look at the knowledge base, because Mirka before struggled with like keeping in sync with their partners, with the current sales materials, current instructions, and things like that. So all the materials are available throughout the portal. Also, the partner portal supported reporting features for their partners, so the partners can check their performance, their sales performance, and the buying performance. They can also manage their own organizations. So if the partners have multiple employees, they can set up who is responsible for what, for buying, for approving the purchases, and many more features were developed throughout this project. So the scope was quite high. That was one of the first challenges, but not all of these. We had a lot more challenges. The first one we've mentioned during the introduction. So the project start actually was almost the same time when the pandemic started. So when Mirka was announcing the request for proposals, and there were the final presentation was set up somewhere in the March 2020. I don't remember the exact date, but I remember that we were supposed to go to Mirka headquarters and present our offer there, but the flight was canceled 2 days before because the pandemic started and the lockdown started that time. And that was the one of the main challenges. The other one was that we had an intercompany remote team. So remote during because of the pandemic was something new, but it was for everyone. But we had an intercompany team because we were working with also with KPS, who were the backend provider. Divante was responsible for the product design and the front end. So we not only had to learn to work with ourselves remotely, but also with other companies. So there were three entities that had to work together. And to be honest, that was our first Spartacus project. Of course, we had the experience of building the Spartacus as a library, but it was our first implementation project, and it was one of the first on the market because we were starting with Spartacus version 2, which was very very early on the market, and it was kind of adventurous choice to build with Spartacus. But in the end, you'll see that it was the right choice. And at that time, this version 2.0 of Spartacus had missing B2 features. It was on the roadmap, it was planned, but it was missing, and some things we had to code ourselves. And the deadline actually was the most challenging because it was like half a year, 6 months. So for delivering such a huge project, it was quite short. And what did not help was that in the project planning we missed one thing, that there is something like Finnish holiday, which is not popular in Poland and in UK because KPS, our other partner, was from UK. That the Finnish people go on holiday all at the same time, so it impacted a little bit the pace of the project. Okay, so how did we overcome the challenges like the pandemic? The first thing was that Divante, even before pandemic, was betting on remote. So the working remotely was allowed since I don't know when, but long before the pandemic started. So the people were already used to working remotely. We also are kind of quite flexible company because we are working with different technologies, with different markets, different companies. So it also helped. The communication, I know it's like a slogan here, but we really had a great project manager who made everyone to talk to each other, even remotely, and forced us a little bit to work together. Would help, and that helped. And actually, I would say here that in some way, pandemic helped us in communication and in working together, because it was not like like one company is working remotely and the rest of the team is working on site, because such a mix is not working well, because not everyone are on the same level in discussion. If some part of the team is meeting face to face and some part is just calling in, then it's not fair, I would say. But here, because of the pandemic, we were all in the same situation, and all the other issues, and we could see each other homes. That brought us actually closer than we would be working in the office, because in the office we were very official, and here when the whole families were like involved in that project. So that's the thing that pandemic actually, I think, helped the project. So the cooperation, this is something. This is a photo that was taken from our visit at the Mirka office, and after this long working time, we were able to form one team, even though we are from all different companies. But this comes with a time, so we had to be patient. That it's not like we can be one team since the day one. We need to estimate that some things will take time, and at the beginning our pace and our velocity will be smaller than we will have in the end. And the important thing is that not to forget that to have fun during the project, to have fun of what we are doing what we are building, but also to have fun besides the project. And what helped us hitting the deadline? And it was for sure Spartacus, because Spartacus, as mentioned before, allows for rapid front-end development, and it was like a test ride. And this project was like a test ride for the project, and the assumption was that it does, but throughout this project we have proven that, because it gives you a lot of features out of the box, and it gives you a unified architecture, so you don't have to spend time on thinking how how to build, how to structure things. You just customize the features to your needs. But besides Spartacus, what we did, we planned all the sprints upfront, because 6 months is not that much, and we had like 3 week long sprints, so we could count the sprints on our hands. So we could plan all that sprints ahead, so we could see if that is doable at all. Then we applied a realistic margin. So for example, we assumed that developers don't work 8 hours a day, they work 6 hours a day effectively. And we also assume that when there is a sprint start and the sprint end, they like get 2 days, like non-working days, because there are lots of meetings and so on and so forth. So that's something that we took into account. And we also had to expect the unexpected. So even though all the sprints were planned ahead, different things could happen. There was COVID, so people got sick from time to time, so we had to replan the things, and also at some point employ more developers. And because the sprints were planned ahead, we knew that upfront, and we could arrange some more resources earlier. So let's talk now about the tech stack. And the main point in our tech stack was actually Spartacus. And here we can see that this is the integration point, because we integrated with a lot of services, and Spartacus perfectly allows for that, because Spartacus is built in headless commerce in mind. So Spartacus itself is built on Angular, and what we added to this were the integrations with, for example, CMS Optimizely. Previously, it was known as Episerver. We also integrated with ImageKit, which is the image optimization service. We integrated it with SAP Gigia, or now called CDC, Customer Data Services, for single sign-on, and also for payments we used Adyen. Out of the box, Spartacus has an integration with SAP Commerce, and it's primarily built for integrating with SAP Commerce. However, because of Mirka internal systems, the commerce backend was affected in some way. So some data structures changed, and some flows have also changed. So we had to adapt to that situation. So now let's head on to the end of this presentation. So let me share with you the outcomes of the project. Unfortunately, I don't have any financial data, so I cannot, even though if I had, I couldn't share that with you. However, I can tell you that it was quite significant boost in revenue for Mirka, because because of the partner portal, their partners have received like a self-service portal, so they could make purchases on their own. But what was also a great outcome was that we delivered the project in 6 months. So we hit the deadline, and that was thanks to Spartacus and a couple of other things. And now Mirka is serving this portal to 16 countries among 2 continents. So here you can see the countries that are served currently, and there are more coming, because we've extended the cooperation, and now we have 2+ years, 2.5 years almost of cooperation, and we are still continuing the cooperation and building new features and releasing this to new countries. And my own memory from the project is that I was able to visit Finland and have an opportunity to visit a Finnish sauna and remember this smell of coal. But the most significant thing that I would like to end with is the quote from the Mirka partner who were using the partner portal, and he said that this is the best thing Mirka has ever done. So I think during this project we could keep up the idea of Mirka of like delivering great user experience to the professional users who are using their tools, to move that experience to the partner portal. So thank you very much for listening. If you would like to know more about this project, here is a link to the case study that we've wrote down. It's available on our website. There are some more detailed information.